Turning now to Sudan and the growing struggle for the country's future. Sudan has been plagued by widespread violence since the ousting of longtime dictator President Omar al-Bashir. And with the Transitional Military Council now in charge, pro-democracy protests go on, and the harsh new reality has begun to sink in, with some feeling just as oppressed now as they did before. Ben Wiedemann joins us now live from the capital of Sudan, Khartoum. And Ben, again, Omar al-Bashir may be ousted, but the military is still in control. What is it like in Sudan today?
Well, certainly in the days following that crackdown of the sit-in on the 3rd of June, the situation, the streets were very subdued. People were shocked by the level of violence. But what we've seen since then, and certainly in the last couple of days, is that the opposition to military rule, to the Transitional Military Council, is starting to pick up again, and the protesters are once more finding their voices. Chanting "civilian, civilian," the protesters come out at night, demanding an end to rule by the Transitional Military Council, which on the 3rd of June dispatched soldiers to break up a long-running sit-in outside Army headquarters, killing more than 100 people. This noisy march through the dusty streets of Omdurman, Khartoum's sister city, is an act of courage and defiance. The people who brought down the old dictator, Omar al-Bashir, are not about to go silently into the night, but there is a new would-be dictator lying in wait for them. Much has changed in Sudan since Bashir stepped down, but much remains the same. In Khartoum, at a government-organized rally of village leaders, musicians were the warm-up act for the main attraction. General Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, known here simply as Hamadi, is number 2 in the ruling military council. He commands the Rapid Support Forces, the men who broke up the sit-in. Hamadi rose to prominence as a leader of the Janjaweed, regime-backed tribal fighters. During the war, the International Criminal Court described it as genocide in Darfur more than a decade ago. On this occasion, however, speaking to a receptive audience, he stressed security and stability, favored themes in the Arab world by the guardians of the old order. Mu'min Ahmed is trying to overthrow that order. I saw more than 60 people either injured or killed, he recalls from the day Hamadi's troops attacked the sit-in. Video he shot on his phone that day shows just how intense the incoming fire was. A bullet hit the hand holding his phone, another smashed into his leg. Dr. Suleima Sharif runs a trauma center and says she knows of at least 7 women raped by soldiers on June 3rd. Other women protesters were abused as they fled.
They have been beaten, threatening to be raped, being called sluts. This is too much.
The military council denies any rapes took place. Jafar Hassan is leader of the Forces for Freedom and Change, the coalition fighting for civilian rule. The military council is trying to abort the revolution, he warns. We won't allow that to happen because this is a revolution of the people. A people who, against the odds, refuse to be silenced. And of course, a problem in a situation like this where the people have risen up is that they're rising up against the remnants of a regime that was in place for 30 years. So even though oftentimes we in the media will focus on individuals, whether it's Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, or in this case Omar al-Bashir, what they have done in the decades that they ruled is establish business connections and personal connections, tribal connections that represent an edifice that is very difficult to dismantle, certainly difficult in these days when the opposition is now very much on the back foot. Christy?
Yeah, as you put it, they're rising against remnants of the regime. It's a very difficult operation or protest to succeed in, and yet the people of Sudan refuse to be silenced. Ben Wiedemann reporting live from Khartoum. Thank you.